must remain vigilant and report all suspicious characters to law enforcement agencies. River State remains a home for all Nigerians who do legitimate businesses. We cannot allow miscreants retard our progress and threaten the peace we all enjoy. Governor Nyesom Wike is passionate to make our state a destination of choice. Let us join hands with him to build and not destroy. River State, our responsibility. This message is from the River State Ministry of Information and Communications.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There is no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
Rescheduled governorship and state house of assembly elections hold across Rivers State. Governor Nyesom Wike adjudges elections in Rivers State as satisfactory, plus counting in progress in collation centers across the state. Good evening and many thanks for joining us on the Prime News at 7 on NTA Port Harcourt. My name is Emmanuel Lene. Remember, transmission of the news continues on our social media handle on Facebook via www.NTA Port Harcourt Channel 10. Like our page on Facebook to get updates of our news and programs. It is Verdict 2023 in Nigeria as citizens across the country cast their ballot to elect a new set of governors and state assembly members. In Rivers State, elections were reported to be generally peaceful, but with low turnout of voters in many polling units across the local government areas. Meanwhile, counting is underway in most collation centers in the state. Nkiru Onyejisi monitored the counting process at some polling units in Port Harcourt Metropolis.
Voting in most parts of Port Harcourt metropolis was relatively smooth, with early arrival of INEC officials to the polling unit to the commencement of voting process. NTA News crew captured polling units as they commenced counting of votes. The electorates were optimistic that the outcome of the election will be acceptable to the citizens of the state.
It's been seamless voting process. You just come in, cast your votes, and wait for the result, just like we're doing right now.
My units were 13 units, 42. It's been very peaceful. The turnout wasn't as much as that of the presidential election because of the obvious disappointment of most people. So it's been a very peaceful election for today.
Others are concerned over the implication of low turnout of voters. They urge INEC officials to ensure they upload the results to the server at the polling units.
Many people did not come out because they are afraid of what happened. What happened last time, like 2 days ago. They tank like the knack in this place.
So far, the process has been cool. Like, there's not been any suspicious activity yet. They are counting now, and we are yet to know the outcome of this unit.
While the results of the governorship and State House of Assembly results are being awaited, people are eager to know that their vote did count. In Port Harcourt, Nkiru Onyejesi, NTA News.
And from Opobo, Nkoro and Andoni come the report that there were hitches in the use of the biomodal voter accreditation system machines beavers at some polling units in the state. Gabriel Amonike reports.
Accreditation and voting started early at various polling units across Opobo, Nkoro local government area and Andoni local government area of the states. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Similaye Fubara, and his wife were captured when they cast their vote at about 9:45 a.m.
It's okay, fair, and timely too. My people they're really happy and they can't wait to deliver their brother. I think that should explain the excitement and the spirit you're feeling around here.
Other various polling units were also captured, and the electorates comments.
The personnel are doing well. All their equipment are working. I didn't have any hitches there. There was no problem. Everything went as we are told.
No report of any incidents. So what and last 3 weeks and what is happening here for this unit is quite the same and quite
peaceful. It was very peaceful during presidential. It is peaceful now. It was as brief as this one has been. So it's the same thing.
Counting commenced at about 1:30 p.m. in Unit 4, Ward 5 and Unit 1, Ward 2.
27, 28, 29, 30.
Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
Still on election matters, the March 18, 2023 governorship election in Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government areas were characterized by a poor turnout of voters amidst concerns for the fidelity of the electoral process. Kingsley Hamajri reports.
At the heart of Port Harcourt local government area, this is the old Port Harcourt township. Here you have quite a good number of the polling units. But of course, the elections are going on without any hitch. Security agencies are all out in the city of Port Harcourt and across the parts of the state to ensure law and order. We'd like to have the views of one of the electorate who has cast his ballot at this polling unit. Sir, could you just tell us your experience? We'd like to find out from you. How will you describe today's election?
People have voted. There's no incidents of anything. Though the situation report we are getting from outside the town, so people are saying that there is a low turnout. I have voted.
There was a mild altercation at the commencement of election at Elekaya, where party agents raised concern over the shortage of the ballot papers.
Can we just start from this one?
No, we don't need to start. We have to complete first.
Voting went on peacefully across many places visited.
We also want to commend INEC for the conduct of this election. Materials came on time.
Come, they go. You don't expect everybody to gather at the same time. Yes, but it's slightly lower than what we had last time.
Today's election is calm and peaceful. Nobody's fighting, nobody is carrying box for now.
So you cannot go and force someone to participate in an exercise he or she does not want to participate in. So what we see it as a genuine exercise.
There was a mild drama when some party agents insisted the result be entered into the result sheet.
The key concern here is that the processes should go on as stipulated by the INEC guideline, and they hope that what they have voted here, the result be declared at the end of the elections and the winner also declared accordingly. It is at this point we'll be returning you to our network studios for the continuation of the news. I'm Kingsley Amaju.
Thank you, Kingsley. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike cast his ballot at his country home, Ward 9, Unit 7, Rimepuricom, for the candidates of his choice in the governorship and State House of Assembly election. Ogedi Nyekure monitored the election and has details.
Wike, after voting, commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the tremendous improvement on the BVAS mentioned, which has made accreditation and voting process seamless. He says the effectiveness of the BVAS for accreditation of voters in the governorship and House of Assembly election is better than what obtained in the last presidential and National Assembly election. The governor also expressed happiness with the peaceful and orderly manner in which eligible voters have conducted themselves without any record of violence so far from any part of the state. He attributes the peace and orderliness enjoyed in this election to the efficiency of security agencies.
Unlike what we experienced on the 25th of February, it's much more better. I don't think I stayed up to 2 minutes, so it's quite impressive. They have improved more than what we had in 25th of February.
Speaking on the issue of voter apathy, the governor remarked that when people do not seem to get their expected outcome during the first set of voting in an election season, voters may develop apathy towards subsequent ones.
Well, you know when the first election comes and go, and people didn't get what they want, obviously they are discouraged. But for whatever it is, the number is still okay, and I'm happy with the peaceful nature of the way the election is going. It means that the security agencies are doing what they're supposed to do.
The governor, however, noted that people cannot be forced to exercise their franchise. In Port Harcourt, Ogedi Nyekure, NTA News.
Many voters in Rivers State say they are satisfied with the conduct of the governorship and State House of Assembly elections held across the state. Johnny Bassi brings us update from Ikwere and Emoha local government areas of Rivers State.
At some polling units visited at Ikwere local government area, accreditation and voting commenced at about 9:30 a.m. because the BVAS machine had a challenge. As soon as the voting process commenced, the exercise was seamless as voters were on hand casting their ballot.
It's fast. I didn't spend up 2 minutes to get myself accredited and I voted. And so you can see that the environment is peaceful.
They're doing well, they're doing okay. We believe that everything will go accordingly.
At Ubima Ward 8, Unit 14 in Ikwere local government area, voters, though not many, conducted themselves in an orderly and a peaceful manner.
Now there's voter apathy. I don't know if it goes across the whole country, but there's total voter apathy in Nigeria. I mean, in Rivers State. Nobody wants to come out because people are scared. Result sheets, some claim they are fake. I have no evidence whether they are fake or not.
I must say that we're having a very peaceful election. It's progressing well. The BVAS have been very wonderful.
Ukpakri, Emoha local government area recorded large number of voters, especially at Ward 1 Unit 6, where the only female governorship candidate in Rivers State under Labour Party cast her ballot.
Well, I would say here in my own polling unit, it has been going on well. People are voting, and you can see everywhere is peaceful despite the large turnout.
For me, in my community of Ururu Obakre, this is one of the best elections.
By 8:30, I've started voting. And the process here has been very peaceful.
Amadi Ezekiel and a physically challenged person, Olu comment on the exercise.
I'm one of the physically challenged. I was able to vote freely. There was no problem here.
When a righteous man rules, we all must enjoy. Therefore, I'll come to vote because it is my civic right.
Sorting and counting started immediately after voting, after which the voting materials were taken to the collation center. Johnny Bassi, NTA News.
In a similar development, the elections in Ogubolo, Okrika, Eleme, and Oyigbo were peaceful in most polling units visited, with low turnout of voters. Ijoma Ogweke has the details.
The governorship and House of Assembly elections in most polling units visited in Eleme and Oyibo had low turnout of voters. Many eligible citizens were seen going about their businesses, seemingly unconnected with the exercise. A 78-year-old man, Derefaka Davidson, was among those who were eager to exercise their franchise. He expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the election as INEC arrived on time with election materials at different polling units in Ogubolo.
I voted my own and I'm going back home.
What's your impression about the voting?
The voting is nice. The way there was no other misbehavior. Everybody, stand only on the line. After accreditation, they go and take their paper, go and vote. So I have not seen anything that looks strange.
Yesterday, when the material came, till today, I have not seen any challenge. And the most important thing is the orderliness of the people. I think they are so orderly.
Despite the voter apathy experienced in some areas, especially in Okrika, INEC was on ground to ensure the smooth conduct of the elections. In Port Harcourt, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
The governorship and State House of Assembly elections in Akuku Toro local government area was characterized by voter apathy and incomplete electoral materials. Janikume Ulolo monitored the polls in Akuku Toro, Degema, and Asari Toro local government areas. The report.
The governorship and state assembly election in Akuku Toro was adjust smooth as voters filed out in their numbers to exercise their franchise.
The beavers, particularly in my unit, worked very well. Capturing me and voting didn't take more than two minutes. So I think if that happens for everybody in all the units, I think it will be very, very, very nice.
Because we will write a petition against those units where there is intimidation and threat. In other areas, we're seeing that the election is going peacefully, but we are also hearing reports, and we need to make sure that this does not happen.
I also want to commend INEC for putting what they have done together. I also want to thank my people for coming out to exercise their franchise, but also so good. It's good.
At Opoma in Degema local government area, there was no election in all the polling units.
We discovered that some sensitive materials were not available. If you go to all the units, you'll find out that there are crowds that have assembled to vote.
We find out that the materials are incomplete. The ballot papers, booklet, is incomplete. So what we need is complete materials for the process.
While at Asaritori local government area, there was no election as the electoral materials were taken to INEC office.
Now it's 12 o'clock till now, no election. Since 7 o'clock till now.
There is no material, no election. We are waiting for material even now to vote.
Right. There was heavy security presence. This is to maintain peace and order and ensure free and fair election. From Asarotoro local government area of Rivers State, Yanukme Ulolu, NTA News.
And Robinson Deratedi now brings us a situation report from Bonny local government area of Rivers State.
About an hour journey from Port Harcourt to Bonny on the turbulent waterways, an island that can only be accessed through water. The site of an impressive movement of people sailing from Port Harcourt to Bonny and other coastal communities ahead of the governorship and State House of Assembly elections speaks of how eager the people were to cast the ballot. The atmosphere at Bonny is cool and calm in the morning of the election. Bonny local government area has 12 political wards with several polling units across Bonny, Phnc, and other coastal communities. As early as 7 a.m., electoral materials were moved from INEC office in Bonny to the various polling units amidst tight security. However, many other communities outside Bonny town may not have electoral materials until around 10 a.m. when the water tide is expected to rise. Voters, INEC officials, and their materials were at the waterfront waiting, while those who could maneuver through other creeks were sailing.
You can see the number of persons that are here. These persons will not have the opportunity to cast their vote. So they used to give us relaxation of time to a period of 9 a.m. After that, there will be restriction of movement. And then by then, everybody would have been at their various polling units in various villages.
Some communities have access to their voting areas, but some will have to wait a while before they will have access to their communities.
Unlike last election, this one, the presidential and national election, this place you're standing was water. It was filled to that spot. And we all went smoothly and returned. Now it will take some time. Some people had to trek from where the boat will stop them to a distance of about 5-6 kilometers to get to their voting units.
Accreditation and voting started around 8 a.m. at some polling units in Bonny town. From Bonny in Rivers State, Robinson Deratedi, NTA News.
This is NTA Port Harcourt Prime News at 7. So far in the bulletin, we reported that rescheduled governorship and State House of Assembly elections held today across Rivers State. Governor Nyesom Wike has adjudged elections in Rivers State as satisfactory. Still to come, counting is in progress in some collation centers across the state as electorate await results of governorship and State House of Assembly elections. Stay tuned.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
Welcome back to the news. Following the rescheduling of the governorship and State House of Assembly elections were held in Gokana, Kana, and Tai local government areas, but not without challenges. Dibabari Sedemanweke reports.
As against the challenges experienced in the presidential election within the Ogoni axis of Gokana, Kana, and Tai, materials arrived early and the people came out determined to cast their ballots.
The way I'm seeing it now is peaceful. People are doing their voting. There is no problem in any of the units.
The process I see today is quite different from last time. Because today I see that INEC come early and they start everything early.
The people here are waiting for them to make sure that their votes
being counted and uploaded.
SDP governorship candidate Magnus Abe and other stakeholders described the conduct of the election as peaceful, aside few challenges in some polling units.
Let the people of Rivers State decide who should lead them. And whoever they decide, let all of us come together and work with the person. That's how the country will move forward.
We pray that they will allow us to do the voting and allow the votes to count, and then accept the results.
People must not be coerced to vote for a particular party. One of the most important tenets of democracy is to ensure that people are given the freedom to do what they want.
From accreditation of voting, it's been awesome. It's been good. So let's hope that we'll finish the same way we started.
The process is seamless. It's effortless. It was very successful.
All the wards elections took place, except some few units where they carted away their beaver machines and possibly their ballot papers. I commend the security agencies.
For Kana local government area, the election was marred as materials were not distributed early. However, the election ended successfully as electorates waited for the counting and onward movement to the final collation center at the Tai Local Government Council. In Gukana Local Government area of River State, Dibba Barry, Domaweke, NTA News.
As the governorship and state house of assembly elections head, the mood around Port Harcourt and environs was without incident. Nkiru Onyejisi monitored the mood of the city and takes it from here.
The Garden City is known for its heavy human and vehicular traffic, being the oil hub of the country. But today, there was little or no movement of both human and vehicles. In some parts of Port Harcourt, some residents were engaging in different activities like football, playing and relaxing with friends and family, while others were seen going to their booth to cast their ballots.
Well, to my notice, everywhere is just calm. So after I voted this morning, I decided to play football, as you can see.
I voted during presidential in my community, but here because I don't have any voters card here, so I could not vote.
I think the election, you can see that Nigerians, they are coming out. People are turning out because yesterday there was heavy downpour all over the country. So my opinion, let these elections be peaceful. Nigerians should come out in their numbers and vote.
Prince Chinda, a physically challenged person, told NTA crew that he just cast his ballot. He commended INEC and security agencies for ensuring a peaceful election.
Very successful, peaceful, and clean. Let the person I voted for succeed. That is my expectation. And that is the reason why I come out to vote.
However, most polling units in the Port Harcourt metropolis had a low turnout of voters. In Port Harcourt, Nkiru Onyejisi, NTA News.
And that report concludes the news at 7. Just before we go, a quick reminder that you can watch our news streaming live on Facebook via the handle www.nta Port Harcourt Channel 10. Like our page on Facebook to get updates of our news and programs. You can also watch all our news at NTA Port Harcourt on Star Times Channel 103. Thanks for watching. I'm Emmanuel Lene. Good night.